Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm back with a big triple feature movie review for you guys. And these are all, because my friend Rita from News Juice Life has been uploading a lot of movies lately. And I remember when she did the Jerry Lewis ones. And the Jerry Lewis ones, including this one, in this review too. I did a review of, the Rockabye Baby, and then that Never Too Young. And then one guy at Lionheart commented and said, "Should do a Bud Abbott and Lou Costello video." And lo and behold, last week, she did one called Lost in Alaska. I never even heard of that one. Now, I shared the video on my D&D, private D&D group. I don't know if people were interested in watching Abbott Costello anymore. I was, because I wanted to see it. I was able to watch it today. And along with that is, I'm going to be reviewing Visit to a Small Planet that Jerry Lewis did. I never heard of that one before either. And then one I remember seeing a long time ago. Well, it has a bunch of different titles, and she put the title, The Creature Wasn't Nice. That's, I think, the theatrical title, and I remember seeing it under Spaceship. And then the title that came on the screen when the movie started was Naked Space. So there's a bunch of different titles for that goofy movie. First of all, let's start with Lost in Alaska. And it has, and I actually did a video about why Bud and Lou broke up, which is really interesting. I'll put that at the end of this one for all fans of Abbott Costello. And Lost in Alaska was the movie when I guess they're in San Francisco, right? And they're Lou, Abbott, and Costello are volunteer fire department, volunteer firefighters. Well, they work for the fire department. I don't know if they're volunteer or not. Anyways, you see this one guy going to jump in the river, and he say, "Hey, stop! A thing of a true scout will never let the guy drown," or something like that. And the big thing with him jumping in, them trying to save him, and he had a bunch of gold in his pocket that was weighing him down. Oh, cool! That was weighing him down, and they finally brought him up, and they have him in their room, and the movie's only 76 minutes long. So it's 76 minutes long, so there's a lot crammed into the movie. And they're supposed to try to keep watch on him so he doesn't off himself. Because he's doing it because of a girl in Alaska, because he went to the States to forget about her, or he's run out of Alaska or something like that. But he had all this gold and stuff. And then they're trying to keep him from off himself. And then the next day, they said that he got a wire from Alaska. The girl asked him to come back to Alaska to see him, and he was so happy. He said, "Well, you guys can have all the gold I brought with me. There's tons more where that came from, and they were going to cash it in." And they said, "Hey, you guys better hide that gold because there's the cops looking for some firefighter. They said they killed this guy and that was a big misunderstanding because I guess the cops found a bunch of his clothes near the water, and then they said that landlord paid Abbott paid the landlord a piece of gold." The landlord said it's plenty more where that came from, so the police thought that they killed him. They looked for 2 volunteer fire department people. So they ended up going to Alaska with him. Or no, they're trying to clear his name. They're trying to clear his name. "I got to see my girl. Yeah, I'm going to Alaska." And they were there for a while. And then the movie turns into a Western, which is weird. Because, when they go to Alaska, it's a Western town. Which I didn't expect. And then everyone's outgunning for him. He guy's not popular and stuff like that. I don't want to get into the details and stuff. But, it's really interesting. And then they have a plan to try to save him or something like that. And they actually have a sled team. And then the last 40 minutes actually looks like Alaska. And they actually said, "We're lost in Alaska." Abbott and Costello said, Bud Abbott said, "We're lost in Alaska." And then they meet a bunch of Eskimos that are played by Native Americans. And also Iron Eyes Cody was in there. This movie in 1952, I said, that guy looks familiar. I'm checking IMDb. There's Iron Eyes Cody, and he was, just the face. He didn't have a speaking role. He played a Native American, a lot of things. I don't think he was. I can't remember if he was Native or not. I can't remember. But he was known as the guy from the Keep America Beautiful campaign. Whenever the Indian Native American walks in all the garbage, and he looks at the camera and hit a tear run. That's him. I said, that guy looks familiar. I got to check IMDb. I paused the movie. I checked it, and that was him. The Crying Indian or Chief someone, Cheery Guy or something like that. But no, that was him. The movie's pretty good. It was just jarring. I mean, the movie's actually really funny. And a great sight gags. It was just jarring whenever they go straight to it from a West Street to Alaska. It was just kind of weird. The movie completely changes, somewhat. And but I liked the movie. I give it like a 7.75 out of 10. I liked it. And then next is Spaceship. I also wanted to know the creature wasn't nice. Like I said, it was known under all these different titles. I know Siskel and Ebert reviewed it, but the creature wasn't nice. I can't find that. I think they reviewed on Sneak Previews, I think. I can't find that. And then Rita was like, they really reviewed. Yeah, I remember they reviewed it. I didn't like it. And Leslie Nielsen was in it. Garrett Graham, Patrick McGee. Cindy Williams was in it. And I mean, at that one place, home video chain, Lampman's, my dad ran this movie called Spaceship. We watched it with a comedy. It was pretty funny. Very low budget. And I mean, the copy, I think, on the VHS was good, but the movie always had weird audio problems. The audio's not good on the movie at all. I don't know. They need to have it, it needs to be remastered or something like that with better quality audio. The audio is very low on it, which is a big problem. Because, I mean, some of the gags are sound gags, too. But the movie's really funny. And like I said, I was known on a bunch of different titles. I said, oh, wait a minute. Because I remember the alien, they said the alien sings, I want to eat your face. Hey, they reviewed this on Siskel and Ebert. And, I mean, they hated it, but Dad and I loved it. We thought it was really funny. Now, I remember I think I got it in Germany, too. I watched everyone else said, this is stupid, this is stupid, this is stupid. All the other soldiers. If I ever played it for them, I was like, it's just, they just give me a, this is so stupid, this is so stupid. And I remember, and that one last time I seen it, I remember watching it on Rita's channel and commenting along with it. I don't think it was as funny as I remembered, though, but it's still very entertaining. Like I said, the audio needs to be better. I give that like a 7.75 out of 10, too. Also, I wanted to say, like, I felt bad for on the Abbott Costello one. Abbott's like the con man, stuff like that. He always kind of screws Costello over sometimes. I felt bad for Lou because he was like how he cheated him out of sleep and stuff at the beginning of the movie. I felt bad for Lou. And like I said, I did a video about why they split up, which is really messed up. Now, the last one is Visit to a Small Planet. I never heard of that one at all. Not Jerry Lee Lewis, Jerry Lewis movie. And it revolves. Well, I started watching this last weekend. It looked like it was a little too cutesy. I kind of fell asleep. I watched it again. I mean, he was in the school and he went to Earth. And that part's a little too cutesy. And then he goes to Earth. And he meets up with a bunch of people. He thought he was in the Civil War, but he must have made a quantum leap or arrived in modern times. This guy like this one girl. Oh, excuse me. And the guy, the father of the girl is like a debunker. He said, like, there's no such animal as alien. There's no such thing flying saucer. And he had, like, some TV broadcast or something like that. Debunking sci-fi, UFOs. And my buddy Gail Gordon, I'm a big Gail Gordon fan, plays like a UFO observer and reporter of UFOs and stuff like that. A different character for him, but I always liked Gail Gordon. He was so good in Here's Lucy, and I was always a big Gail Gordon fan, always. And, I mean, Jerry Lewis goes to Earth, and he can do stuff like he can read people's minds, and he can actually broadcast it. He goes like this. And I don't know if Carol Burnett got tagged on the ear to do like a spell or something like that. Some of the spells are really mean. Like you read people's thoughts and stuff like that. These aliens are kind of jerks. And there was lots of sex talk in the movie because it was still came out during the Hayes Commission. 1960 or something like that. They were talking about tangling and stuff like that, meaning sex. But I mean, that was just sounds dirty. He's like, how do you guys reproduce? And I mean, because they don't. The alien race does not do the hanky-panky. Come on, baby, do the hanky-panky. I don't do hanky-panky. And Jerry Lewis said, how do you reproduce? They said, we don't. And then he wanted to watch her and that guy make out. And every time they start kissing somebody, he's like this. I mean, really, I'm surprised he got away with it in the Hays Commission, because that'd be pushing, they were trying to push the boundaries or something like that. I mean, yeah, that was a little bit weird. I mean, they didn't go, I want to watch. And that happened a few times. He's like, oh, man, you're making out. I want to watch. Or pitching woo. But I mean, the same thing. Or like a newlywed gay making whoopee. You make a whoopee. But I mean, it's the same thing, you know. They try to, they talk about sex a lot in the movie. And they go to a beatnik place called the Screaming Brain or something like that, or I can't remember what it was called. And then the song was so stupid. And the songs in the Abbott Costello movie were kind of stupid, too. The only bad thing about that. The songs in was kind of funny and treated you nice, but when I was seeing, I want to eat your face. What else happened? But I mean, there was a scene wherever they were fighting, and then that one guy, that the head of the school, the alien school, was taking away his powers. He said, if Calgon or whatever his name was wants to be Earthling, I'll make him Earthling. Taking away his powers, he could fly and all. He taken away, and he couldn't fight the guy. It looked like he broke his arm, and some of that was mean-spirited what he did. But I mean, I thought that Visit to a Small Planet was just going to be a little QT type comedy, not that funny. But it got really interesting because I was able to see it. You know, I just kind of nodded off that one night. It starts off a little cutesy, but then it gets a lot better. But mean-spirited, when that guy was taken away, it sounded like, well, just the way Abbott was screwing over Costello. Maybe I'm getting too soft or something. I mean, I felt bad for Costello. But I like Visit to a Small Planet gets a 9 out of 10. So probably the best out of the three movies. If Lost in Alaska, it was so jarring when they switched from Western to Alaska. That's what really hurt the movie. But it's still entertaining. I still liked it. So I hope you like this 3 reviews of Lost in Alaska, Spaceship, and Visit to a Small Planet. Al for Rita's Juicy Life. I hope you like this video, buddy. Till next time, please. Take care of my Legion. It's dedicated to Rita from Rita's Juicy Life and Lionheart, who wanted me to do a Abbott Costello review. Because it was weird like I said, whenever he commented on the Jerry Lewis one, Rita put up Lost in Alaska, and of course I had to wait till the weekend because like at 10 o'clock I had to go to work. Well, she did the Jack and the Beanstalk one that they did, but I've seen that one. And Africa Screams, I've seen those two a lot. So, I mean, I got remember getting a double feature from Good Times Video for Africa Screams and Jack and the Beanstalk. So, I'm glad I got to see Lost in Alaska. That's one of the ones I never even heard of before, because they did a lot of movies that are kind of hard to find, you know. Hope you like this video, bye. Till next time, like I said, take care, my Legion.